How's it going, guys? Cody, guys, back again, dropping yet another video. Right, guys, this is a story in Sky News. It's posted 2 hours ago on their online, on their website. Headline reads, "Inmate predicts prison officer will be dead within 18 months." You're talking about the violence within prison and stuff like that. Prisoners like this, guys, yeah, they need to be looking after their own. Prisoners look after prisoners. Prison officers, the POA, the Prison Officers Association, look after prison officers. Prisoners officers look after their own. Prisoners should be looking after their own, right? That's what I'm saying. There's been murders in prison, guys. They calculate prisoner to prisoner assault, prisoner to prison officer assault. What don't they calculate, guys? For assaults from prison officers to prisoners. Why? Because in the system's eyes, they don't happen. Load of rubbish. You and I know different, guys, yeah? So here, speaking to Sky News, one inmate warns it will take the death of a prison officer before things improve in the country's jails. No, it won't. It's going to take a riot, and it's going to happen. I genuinely believe a riot is going to happen. There was widespread disorder at HMP Bedford the other day. I'm speaking to prisoners up and down the prison estate in certain prisons. I'm being told by them that they're planning trouble and disorder. It's going to come, guys. It has to come. It shouldn't come to that, but it's going to, and it's not a case of if, it is simply when. So it says here, prison violence is likely to get worse before it gets better, serving inmates have told Sky News. One warned it would take the death of a prison officer before things change in the country's jails. 3 inmates at prisons across England agreed to speak on condition of anonymity. They do that because if they spoke out and they was named, they get spun, because obviously they've been speaking on mobile phones, guys, so they need to have anonymity, otherwise they'll get spun and they'll get lit up by security, guys. That's why. It says here, snatch conversations on their illegal, smuggled mobile phones. The trio painted a chilling picture of a prison system in crisis. It's beyond crisis, guys, it's beyond words, where inmates are often locked up in their cells for most of the day, fueling resentment and anger. And frustration, in my opinion. Jake, a young man serving time at a prison in London, said, "Some days you don't come out, and when you do come out, you come out for half an hour. You've got half an hour to make a call, get in the shower, to clean and get food. It's mad." He said conditions in the jail were squalid, with prisoners often unable to leave their cells, even to carry out basic cleaning duties. It's old and it's dirty. Sometimes you see cockroaches, you see like baby rats. In the summer you get loads of ants. It's just nasty, man. A couple of weeks ago we had that heat wave. It was mad. It was proper mad, like unbearable. Obviously you've got to think about prisons, guys. Prisons, thick windows magnifying the heat into small cells. And like I say, it is unbearable, you know what I'm saying? Last Friday, thousands of prison officers across England and Wales staged a mass protest at violence, unprecedented levels of violence. They agreed to go back to work later that day after the prisons minister agreed to a series of meetings with representatives of the union, the Prison Officers Association. Jake said he had little sympathy for prison officers and said most of the trouble was prisoner-on-prisoner violence, aggravated by the policy of locking up inmates in their cells. You're in there, it's hot, it's sweaty, it's dirty, it's humid, and to make it worse, we're short of staff. We can't let you out today. Fuck off. I mean, fuck off. It all goes on and on. Of course there's anger. When you do get out, your time's limited. You feel like you've got the whole weight of the world on your shoulders because you're trying to do 1,000 things in the little time that you've got. So when anyone even looks at you the wrong way or says something, it's going to go off. The inmates told us it's likely to get little public sympathy for their discomfort, but Steve, serving time in the east of England, said much of the increase in prison violence is linked to their growing frustration. On the average wing of 120 people, you'll have only about 20 who will have a full-time activity. The other 100 will be locked up all day. When you do get released from their cell, expecting them to go back nicely and expecting them to do what they're told, when they have so much frustration and they've been locked up, it's like bordering on madness. Why should these people? Would you? Prison officers say much of the violence is being fueled by an epidemic of drug abuse, with many prisoners overdosing on the synthetic cannabis spice. Dan, an inmate at a prison in the northwest of England, agreed drugs misuse was behind some of the trouble, but he said many prisoners have psychological issues, which are not being addressed by prison authorities. Half the prison has mental health problems, he said. I've asked for a mental health counsellor for help, but the things that are benefiting people, they're getting rid of. It's all about the coin, innit? Especially with private prisons, guys, prisons for profit. It's all about profit margins. Fair enough, people need to go to work and feel safe, but they're working in a prison full of people with mental health problems. For us to get anything, we need to have to be violent. We have to be aggressive. All 3 inmates we spoke to were extremely pessimistic about the prospects of improvements anytime soon. Steve said, I will say this, I see a prison officer dead, a screw dead in the next 18 months. I honestly believe that the whole situation is going to get worse before it gets better. It'll only take time, turn around when a prison officer gets killed. Inmates and prison officers don't see eye to eye on much, but the likelihood of further very serious violence, they are all in full agreement. Speaking to Sky News on Wednesday, Justice Secretary David Gork acknowledged that there was work to be done in improving the prison system and that prisoners should be treated with humanity. He said, I accept that there are things we need to improve in our prison system. We've already taken a number of steps. They've taken a number of steps, guys, and improved, right? The 10 million for the 10 worst prisons, guys, right? 6 million on security. 3 million on 6 million pound was on security. I think £1 million was on like improvement conditions. No, 3 million was on improving conditions, and 1 million was on training, guys. Right? That's in 10 prisons, guys. It's all about more locks, more barbed wire, more drug detection. Invest in the prisoners, improve conditions, and turn prisons into places of reform and rehabilitation. Because as it stands now, rehabilitation is a made-up word. We've recruited oh God, here we go, the broken record. We've recruited an additional 3,500 prison officers since October 2016 and have made job offers for an additional 2,000. Over the course of the next few months, we have announced additional spending to help improve security. See security, guys, locks, bars, drug detection, more dogs, security scanners, to improve the fabric of conditions to stop drugs getting in. These are all important measures. The story finishes there, guys. Like I say, fucking clueless, guys. The Ministry of Justice, the people that run the prisons, guys, right, and Her Majesty's Prison and Probation Service, they are run by people, right, with a silver spoon in their mouth. They can't relate to the people that residing over. So they can't, and they're in charge of us, guys. And like I say, they think everyone's spiced up and everything. Yeah, prisons are very violent and stuff, and things do need to change for the better. But the system is broken. The criminal justice system is as broken as those entering it. Enter it broken, leave in pieces or worse in a body bag. It's happening more and more, guys. I can't stress it enough. It's frustrating, anger, frustration, mental health, lack of productive regimes changing minute to minute, long periods of bang up, like I say, drugs debts, fucking prison officers are bringing stuff in, it's coming in through visits, contraband, fucking drones, over the wall, fucking people plugging it and then shitting it out and breaking it down into the deals. The prison system's fucked, man. Anyone that thinks you go to prison and they're going to get rehabilitated and leave as a reformed, rehabilitated individual are fucking clueless. Seeing people go to prison having never taken a drug in their life and leaving as addicts or worse in body bags, guys. It's as simple as that. System's fucked. Nobody cares. And at the end of the day, prison officers, guys, right? You need to remember with prison officers, they might recruit 3,500 officers, guys, right? But for the 3,500 they've gained, they've lost over 7,000 experienced officers. You've got young men and women with no life experience that are wet behind the ears, pounding the fucking like on the landings, you know what I'm saying? And they're open to be manipulated by cons who are extremely manipulative and to get their own way, and they work on them and stuff like that, and staff retention's a huge problem. System's fucked, man. And again with the prisoners, guys, Prison Officers Association, they lobbied for the smoking ban. Prisoners like sleeping dogs, they're poking with a stick, They knew that the smoking ban would see an increase in violence. They've used that increase in violence, guys. They want powder spray in every prison. They want rigid handcuffs in every prison. The POA chairman, I did an interview with him, wants tactical use of taser, wants prisoners in orange jumpsuits, wants us locked up 23 hours a day. That's happening more and more. Obviously, if you're in a Cat A prison, it's guaranteed. Other prisons, because of staffing levels and stuff, they're spending longer in the cells. System's fucked, man. They want tactical use of taser, guys. prison, and I said to him on the interview, I said, well, hold on, you've acknowledged yourself about mentally ill prisoners. He said, yeah, they shouldn't be in prison. I said, yeah, but they are in prison. I said, so during a psychotic episode where they're not in charge of their own actions, you want to put a red dot on the chest, and if they don't comply, taser them and drag them down a seg. Like I say, guys, the POA are interested in prison officers. They do not give a shit about prisoners. That's why I do these interviews. This is why I do these documentaries and speak up and shout up and get other people involved. Because as prisoners, guys, we need to start making a stand. Right? Treat like you in life, you get treated how you allow yourself to get treated, right? And prisoners have been kicked around for too long, and I'm speaking to more and more people, and they're more and more frustrated, and they're in the prison system, and they're ready to go off. And like I say, guys, unfortunately, apart from the Strangeways riots, guys, back in 1990, where Alan Lord and Paul Taylor and the guys give 10 years, they got 10 years added to their sentence for the riot. On the back of the Lord Wolf report, incel sanitation was put in prisons. Then you had TVs came in, I think, 98, 99. Things have gone backwards since then, guys. We're living in prisons that are run down, dilapidated, decrepit, squalid, guys, sharing your cells with vermin, mice, cockroaches. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? You wouldn't keep a dog in that. You wouldn't keep your dog in those conditions. So why are prisoners being housed in it? No one gives a shit about prisoners, guys. They will when we riot. They will. They will. They will. I hope it doesn't come to that, guys, because I've got to be careful what I say on here. But I think it's going to go off, guys. What do you think? Do you think riots need to happen for change to come? Do you feel sorry for prison officers? Do you feel sorry for prisoners? Have you been in jail? Let me know what you think about the video. Let me know what you think about these prisoners speaking out. Like, comment, subscribe. Link in the description. Cody out.